What is going on, drawittoo crew? Ramny here with a brand new vlog video, and I feel like it's been a long time. Actually, it has been a long time. It's been over a year since I posted anything new on this channel. I just kind of haven't figured out what this channel is for, and I wanted to do like these easy to produce vlogs, but then I found it's kind of very time consuming still, and I didn't have the time to do them. So once in a while, I feel like I'll begin to post here once again. Especially, I don't know if you guys watched my my video on my main channel first. Make sure you guys check that out. The one where I talk about moving. I'm wearing the same shirt because literally I just recorded that video like 5 minutes before this one. Yeah, make sure you watch that video so you guys know what's happening with my life and to know what this is all about. Like this video right here where I talk about Baahubali. Okay, so anyway, I wanted to share my thoughts on the movie Baahubali. If you guys have not seen it, definitely go check it out. I'll post a link down in the description of this video where you guys can watch Baahubali in English with English subtitles here on YouTube, because it is here on YouTube. Anyway, so Baahubali is this like historical Indian epic, like the biggest movies in India ever, I believe, right? Yeah, these two epics about a guy named Baahubali who grew up. There's going to be spoilers here. I apologize if you guys have not seen the movie yet. Please go see the movie if you haven't. Yeah, it's about this guy named Baahubali who was raised in a small village, and he like grew up wanting to always climb this mountain, and he was just so compelled to climb this mountain. Eventually, he finds a mask that fell from the top of the mountain, which is like a waterfall, by the way. So he finds the mask, and then he sets out to like climb this waterfall, this mountain, to the very top to find out who owns that mask. And that mask turns out to be he makes it to the top and realizes that the mask is belongs to a lady named Avantika, and Avantika is like one of those freedom fighters whose goal is to try to save the former queen of Mahishmati named Devasena. Let me know if I'm butchering the names, but or if I'm a little bit confused with the plot. But so yeah, their goal, like that group, there's like this guerrilla group, not gorilla, of freedom fighters who want to free Devasena, who is like the rightful queen of Mahishmati, the kingdom, from the king Balaladeva, who is the king of Mahishmati. And we don't know how they all kind of fall into each other's, like what the relationships are yet. But this guy, his name is not Baahubali. He doesn't know who he is, so he's given the name Shivudu, or Shiva. Okay, so he was given that name growing up, not knowing that he was actually the rightful heir of the king of, or the monarchy of Mahishmati, right? He is Baahubali's son. Anyway, so yeah, he's the son. So anyway, he discovers. He joins the cause, rescues the princess, or rescues the queen Devasena, and then discovers that he is the lost son of Devasena and Amarendra Baahubali, his dad, who is like this super powerful, like heroic, pretty much like a god. He was worshipped like a god because he is like a force for good for Mahishmati, and they all expected him to be the king of Mahishmati. But then, because of a lot of stuff that happens in the second movie, he did not become the king of Mahishmati. He actually ended up being murdered. Okay, yeah, complex stuff, like really, really complex stuff. But I just want to let you guys know that it's amazing, the storytelling of this movie, because it's just like the first like 3/4 of the movie, of the first movie, you follow along with Baahubali the son, Mahendra Baahubali, or Shivudu. You follow him for 3/4 of the movie, and then the last quarter of the movie is a flashback to the dad, Amarendra Baahubali, I've never seen that in cinema where you follow like the son first, and then like when it's almost the end of the movie, you follow the dad. It's like very, very unique, and I find it very interesting because you were so invested in the son's story, and then you get introduced to the dad, and then immediately you get so invested in the story of the dad too, and you realize um, how tragic it was that he passed away. Which in the first movie you had no idea how he died. Well, you had an idea how he died by the end, but you had no idea like what happened for that to happen, right? And that's like the second movie. Anyway, so the movie, the first movie has like amazing fight scenes, and you have like amazing cinematography. You see like this scenic waterfall view, how big and tall it is, and you have like amazing catchy songs. And I still find myself humming a lot of like the songs from the first movie. I watched the movie in Hindi, but I listened to the soundtrack in Telugu language, so it's a little bit different. Let me guys know, like, how did you guys watch Bahubali? Did you guys watch it in like which language? I'd like to know. Let me know in the description or in the comment section. Anyway, so I've been listening to like the music where like some of the songs that I find really catchy and I still listen to are like you remember the scene where Katapa discovers who Bahubali was, like as like Bahubali, like I'll call him Shivudu. Shivudu had just chopped off like the prince's head, and then like Katapa comes up and like about to like spear him, and then realizes that he's Bahubali, so he drops the spear and does like this knee, like sliding knee towards Shivudu. The song in that scene is like very powerful. Okay, another song that I found very powerful was when Shivudu vows to like go to Mahishmati. So he goes to Mahishmati for the first time, and like and it was like the king's birthday. It was Balaladeva's birthday, so they were like putting up this huge statue, right? And then like it starts to fall, and then like Shivudu like grabs onto the rope and then helps it back up again. And that whole scene right there, I find that very, like, that song is very awesome as well. When he enters Mahishmati for the first time, and then like Devasena discovered, like she senses his presence. That scene right there, and then like when people start chanting Bahubali, Bahubali, Bahubali after like the statue goes up. That was powerful too. I really enjoyed that one. There was another one. Oh, like the training montage of like seeing Bahubali grow from a child to the man, like Bahubali the father, seeing him grow and seeing him train and become a better person, like a better, powerful warrior. That is really cool as well. I actually don't know the names of the songs, so I apologize. But yeah, and then the last part, I think that like where the twist is at the end of the first movie. Uh-oh, I just kicked something. The twist is that Katapa was the one who killed Bahubali. That music right there, like as soon as he says it was him who killed Bahubali, it cuts to like the end of the movie, and then you're left there hanging. You're like, wow, you know what I mean? Like big spoiler, so I apologize. But I can only imagine what it was like in the theaters for like in India, where you had to wait a couple of years to realize or to continue the story. So you guys had to wait a couple of years to find out what happened, and and like immediately, like after watching the first movie, I went straight to the second movie because I really wanted to know how that happened. You know what I mean? So I feel very lucky that way. That song is powerful. That one, it's called WKKB. That's the one that I know because I think WKKB stands for When Katapa Killed Bahubali. that is a powerful song right there. Okay, and then you go to the second one. The second one is pretty awesome as well, and I found it a lot funnier than the first. Like my favorite character is definitely what's his name? Kumar Varma. Okay, I'm not sure if he's got a different name in different Indian languages, but Kumar Varma, you didn't like him at first because he's a coward. He was so Kumar Varma is like the I don't know. He was in, I forgot Devasena's kingdom, but he was there. I think he was trying to court Devasena, who was like the princess of that kingdom. I forgot the name of the kingdom, but Kumar Varma was there. He's a coward. He's scared. He doesn't like fighting. He's not very good, but they play it off for laughs. It's hilarious. Okay, so Bahubali, Amarendra, Bahubali, the father. So we're still following along with the father's story in the second movie. You see him kind of helping out Kumar Varma to be as brave as he can be, and he eventually succeeds. Like there's that scene when, because like in this movie, Bahubali and Katapa disguise themselves as like common people, and I find it super hilarious. They disguise themselves as common people that they're not royalty, so they go to like Devasena's kingdom and just pretend like they want to train to be warriors, but then they were actually like the most powerful warriors of the Mahishmati kingdom. So there was like that scene when that kingdom starts to get invaded, and then they had to reveal who they actually were and then save that kingdom from those, like from the bandits, save the kingdom and basically reveal themselves. It was amazing, like such an awesome scene. I could watch that scene over and over again, just especially when Kumar Varma gathers up the courage to fight and defend. Like that was awesome. It's such a powerful scene, and that's kind of like the scene that got me. Like that's when Kumar Varma became my favorite character in the movie, is because of that scene. Like he went from being a coward, scared, to like this really brave warrior. Okay, and then also like when Bahubali finally reveals himself to Devasena and teaches her how to like hold a bow like this so that you can shoot like 3-4 different arrows. I think 3 different arrows. That was a cool scene, because then you see them kind of like doing this dance and shooting bows and shooting arrows at the bad guys, and such an amazing scene, like super cool. Amazing. Anyway, so there's that, and then this, like the songs in this one are just as catchy as the first one, I find. And yeah, you get to find out a little bit more. Like I didn't even mention, I forgot to even mention that like at the very end of the first movie, you see like this army fighting another army, and then you see how Bahubali is using his intelligence to outsmart the bad guys, and he uses like this the big cloth that covers them, and it's like covered in gasoline or something. And yeah, amazing. I can't even describe it. It's hard to describe it. It's like this epic movie. Yeah, it's just so cool. Anyway, back to the second movie. You get to find out a little bit more about Devasena, which is cool. You don't realize in the first movie, because she's an old lady in the first movie. In the second movie, you get to see her meeting Bahubali for the first time, and how that love develops, and how that love kind of drove Bahubali apart from his family because of his loyalty to Devasena. And because of all that stuff, you find that like Bahubali decides he no longer wants to be the king, because he was supposed to be crowned the king, but because Devasena disagreed with the Queen Mother Sivigami, and Bahubali decided to side with Devasena instead of the Queen Mother, he was stripped of his title as the king, so he became like the royal commander instead of the army. And oh man, okay, so when they crowned Balaladeva the king and then announced him as the royal commander, you see people cheering for Balaladeva, but it's not loud. And then when Bahubali kind of stayed, like when he was crowned or when he was given the title of royal commander, you see the whole crowd kind of just like cheering him on. And then you see like Sivagami, the queen, Sivagami's face kind of like, did I make a mistake, like that kind of thing. It's cool because you see that later on again, because of all the deception that that I keep forgetting his name, Balaladeva and his dad. Because of their deception, the queen decided to sentence Bahubali to death. And so that's when Katapa was ordered to kill Bahubali, and that's how he betrayed Bahubali. And so tragic. It really is tragic because Katapa grew up with him, and like Bahubali calls him uncle, and Katapa like clearly loves Bahubali, did not want to do it, but he had to because of royal command, and it was so tragic, so sad. And then you see Sivagami have regrets afterwards of what happened, but by then it was too late. Balaladeva had already taken power. But then that was the same time. At the same time, you see Bahubali's son, Mahendra Bahubali, was born. So Bahubali the father died on the same day that Bahubali the son was born. And then you see the queen give, like the baby, gave him the title of the king. And then she ran off in order to save like the baby. In order to save him, she ran off with him and tried to get him away from Balaladeva, who was after him, because Balaladeva wanted to kill the kid so that he can remain king, right? So that's how Bahubali the son ended up growing up in a small village, not knowing who he is, and being called Shivudu. I just summarized the movie, but even in summarizing the movie, there's so many like things that I still missed. I really recommend you guys watch this movie because it's just so cool. And so anyway, like this movie goes from the father, like following the father for a good 3/4 of the movie, and then the last quarter of the movie flashes back to present day, where you follow the son again, and then the son decides to take up his father's footsteps and tries to take control of the kingdom of Mahishmati from Balaladeva. And that is an epic movie. I tried to summarize it in like, 20 minutes, but it's hard. It's hard to do, so I suggest you guys watch it. In the description of this video, I have links to the first and the second movie, which you can watch with English subtitles. Anyway, those are kind of, it's a summary, but it's also partly like my thoughts on the movie. So I would say that Bahubali is one of my favorite movies right now. It's really good, and I do still listen to the soundtrack. I recommend you guys watch or listen to the soundtrack. I listen to the soundtrack in Telugu, and there's like 2 soundtracks. There's like the soundtrack to the first movie, soundtrack to the second movie, and then volumes that go up to like volume 9 or volume 10 of like the musical scores in the movie. And yeah, I've been listening to like almost every time I go to the gym, almost every time that I work out. Like I'll probably listen to it when I'm done this video, you know what I mean? So that's how powerful it is. But yeah, I hope you guys, for those of you who followed me all the way to the end here, thank you so much for listening, and I hope that I did not butcher the plot to Bahubali, especially for those of you who guys know, Telugu. You guys know the Indian languages more than me. I hope I didn't butcher any names or anything like that, but just know, man, this is an amazing movie. I think other people should watch it, right? Do you guys agree? Like, let me know. Is Bahubali your favorite? Let me know what your favorite scene is in Bahubali. Let me know what you guys thought of the movie yourselves. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this kind of long vlog video now, and I will see you guys in my next video. So take care. Peace.